a cold voice. My
Yes,
hangout
and
thing
there
is
we are.
breaking out a little bit, just to let you
And,
guys know. I'm on hotel internet, so if it boots me off, I'll just have
Sound
to
fine.
like get back in really
and
fast.
welcome, yeah, and welcome to the QB Show. That was an awesome introduction by Katie because she's on with us, Katie Peterson of Peterson Business Services. We'll have her give her website out and stuff, but I usually Google it. It's easy to find. And she's from the Greater Northwest. Katie, thanks for coming on. Before we go to you, though, just wanted to quick get the legal thing out of the way. I'll be one of the hosts tonight, Woody Adams with Intuit, and anything I say might not reflect opinion statements or views of Intuit. Intuit's not affiliated with the show. Stacy just landed on a plane. She's probably presenting somewhere, so she probably won't be on. But and that's why Katie's on. We'll get to that in a sec. Don, how's it going? You're here.
Hey, I'm doing great. Just went down to, sometimes you just gotta like get your nails done. So decided since Brolin's #1,
What is it? Oh, T-sheets. There you go.
I would get the, and then because today is Toes Day. Hang on. Toes Day. Just stand by. I'm not very flexible, but this will for the video. But here's my. Oh, is this the wrong toe? Hold on. Stand by. Wrong toe. I don't know if I can get it for you, Woody. Toes Day. It's there. Can you see it? All right. Well, I went and got my toes done and my fingernails done. So for
Very nice.
It's called T-Sheets Toes Day now. Anyway, so I'm doing great. Powerful Accounting actually just launched our new website today. So powerfulaccounting.com. That's pretty exciting. Just it's the same people and everything, but
But it's redone. Powerfulaccounting.com. I got to check that out.
Totally done. Brand new launch today, and we actually decided to make it highly functional with some quick links, so our clients, when they're trying to get into their various T-Sheets accounts or the QuickBooks Online account, they can just click on the icon and it takes them right to the login page.
Wow, look at that. The T-Sheets is right into the upper left corner. Okay.
So
That's
in the
awesome.
upper right corner, we have a cool thing. We use QuickBase for our customer management, our practice management, and Robin Hall does a lot of work on our actual QuickBase. And she and her team have been working on that Team Brolin to the Rescue button. And so the Team Brolin to the Rescue button, you can request some help, and our current clients can submit, tickets if they need help for different things. So, it's pretty. I'm pretty excited. It takes a long time to relaunch a website and put all the stuff together. And my favorite page is not the About Me because of me, but because my family pictures are on some pictures.
I think it's awesome. And look at all the cool pictures in the background. That's really neat.
Yeah, so I'm pretty pumped about it. But anyway, that's, if for nothing else, that's what I'm doing.
No, congratulations. I think it looks great. And there's a lot of red on the site. You kind of seem to have taken some of the color red. No, that's awesome.
T-sheets.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm sure they're happy to share it with you. Well, thanks for that, and cool. So again, Stacy out. But thank you, Katie Peterson, for coming on the QB Show. I think this is your first time, and sorry for that. We should have had you on long ago. But please, people know who you are, but in case they don't, if you could just take a little bit to introduce yourself, your business, what you do, and then we'll just kind of take it from there.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, I hear you great.
Perfect.
All right, good. My whole Hangout system is frozen on my computer, so I have no idea what's actually going on anybody's screen, but I can hear you. So, yeah, I'm Katie Peterson. I own Peterson Business Services up in Vancouver, Washington, which is not Canada, but basically the Portland metro area. And we specialize in third-party app implementations and business streamlining. I'm an advanced certified desktop and online pro advisor, and I'm currently sitting in a hotel room in San Jose waiting for Miss Kildal to get here, as we are teaching QBO Cert Prep tomorrow here, and then the next day in San Francisco, and then it's the...
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's all right.
All right, I'll pound. That's all right. We'll wait. She'll come back in. Oops. I wanted to just bounce. So you talk, Woody.
Well, I'm excited to have Katie on, and she's actually been doing a lot of presenting lately. And it's probably the internet connection, and that's just how it is. I mean, sometimes with the hotel, it's tough. But she does a lot with QBO. She does a lot with QuickBooks in general. Very knowledgeable. She's an advanced certified pro advisor, both in QBO and desktop. and it's her and a business partner who do Peterson Business Services, and you can just Google that and find her website. She is out of Portland, I believe, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
So she's kind of up there with all those other folks like Beth Damus and Shelley Robbins and all those the Northwestern folks that we see at Sleater and Scaling New Heights, etc. And she's also doing a lot with the Trainer Writer Network, a lot of training on QBO certifications, and which is cool, which I like, is Joe Woodard's starting to leverage her to train at tracks at Scaling New Heights.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting. Unfortunately, I don't know if she'll be able to get back in. I mean, the internet wireless is tough, so we'll just hope she can get back in. If she can't, it was cool just to have her face on our show, and she's trying to get back in. So that's cool. Katie, all right, awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry, the internet's tough. I know. I actually went through kind of a monologue on all your attributes and what you're doing in the industry now. Are you teaching a track at Scaling New Heights this year?
I am. On Sunday, I'm teaching the new Legrand Cloud CRM certification, and then I'm doing the Work-Life Harmony with Stacy and Dawn, and John Redman and George Williams, I believe is his last name. And then I'm also teaching the course on Wednesday to grow your practice with the Pro Advisor program, which is basically the fast track to taking advantage of all the resources in the program.
Oh, nice. Okay, and you do that for Intuit Academy a lot anyways, as well as do certification training. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite classes to teach, actually, is growing practice.
Tell me about the Legrand thing, because I went and saw their CRM like several years ago, and it looked really cool, but I don't, what's up with them now?
So they're rolling out a new cloud system. They have an existing desktop. I took a whole bunch of cold medicine today just to let everybody know so that I could be like high functioning for Stacy tomorrow because I was getting sick. So just excuse my cold medicine brain at the moment. I feel like I can't talk. So I'm drinking hotel coffee to try to make up for it. Anyway, it's a cloud-based CRM. It's really awesome. They're really priming it for people like us to use, people that have professional services firms and accounting firms. Super robust Gmail and Outlook integrations with Google Calendar.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I mean, the internet wireless is brutal. I mean, it's tough, man. I don't know. And Stacy had this the last time, right, Don?
Yeah, it happens. There's nothing. Technology's great until it ain't working. That's typically the way it rolls, right? So.
That's awesome.
But it's all good. Hey, listen, you know what? I was gonna just real quick while we'll wait for Katie to come back. I'm just gonna show my website really quick.
Yeah, please. Let's do that. Let's do that.
It's not about me, honestly.
And I won't mention that other thing you were just telling me not to mention. Got it.
I'm under direction of the boss.
That's fine.
So I'm just going to screen share real quick, only because I just, if it helps somebody as they're building their website, is really what, this isn't about me, trust me.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, so this is what we've been working on, and what I did was I didn't want my website to just be about, I don't know, having a website, because I don't know about that stuff, but what I love here in the middle are some quick links. So what I have is if people want to log into their T-sheets, they just click it, and it opens up to their sign-in. And then, obviously not their custom link, but at least gets them to that spot. Fundera, if they're looking for a small business loan, really quick and easy, bam, they're there.
Yep.
And so I really wanted to right here, QuickBooks Online. Like, I want people to open up my clients. I want to open up my.
Oh, there you go. They're logging in right from there. They go to your site to log into QBO. Hey, that's a nifty idea. I like it.
What I really want is I want my clients to be coming through my website to get to their business for the day. So if they come to my website, they come to my click links. If they need to go get their documents from us, they can just click your documents and they can go ahead and sign in here. So I tried to make it really be functional, and then what I also did was this little team Brolin to the rescue, and obviously you have to have something, you have to have a CRM system that'll allow you to do this with however nerds do that kind of stuff, but we just use this team Brolin to the rescue, and again we use QuickBase.
Oh, QuickBase, so yeah.
They just put in, now they can't access our client list, so they have to actually type in their name and in.
Yes.
So what this will do is that they can pick who they want. So if they want to pick any of the team, they can pick the team. And then they request what kind of thing they're looking for, and then that goes right into our QuickBase. And it comes in all red and like, hey, somebody's looking for some help. And it's not to look for new clients. It's again, I want my clients, when they want help from us, they come here and they come to
Right.
look for what we're doing.
And then you'll call them back or email screenshots, whatever's necessary. And is the pricing there, or do they usually pay monthly anyway?
I'm not pricing. I will probably never put that on my website, but you know, we get back to them as far as, you know, again, they're typically existing clients. They already know what our price.
Yeah, they already know. They already know. Right. Gotcha.
But the only reason I like this page is not about me. It's about the bottom part right there.
Oh, there you go, family.
It's all about.
Oh yeah, I like that picture, that recent picture you guys with Kevin. That was cool. Congratulations on 18 years.
Yeah, dude, thanks. You know.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and who wants to retrain? So, anyway, no, he's a great. Kev's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's
a good guy. Yeah.
Anyway, I thought I would just show it because you know, from my perspective, you know, we want to have a website. I have some blogs on there. I'm going to be doing, you know, good blogs and stuff for information purposes. A lot of it, of course, around IRS representation because that's what we're passionate about. And so we're pretty excited about it. And again, it's more for anything than for my clients to always want to be coming to our website to launch QBO. And I want them to log into their T-sheet through my link through my website because they're my clients, right? So anyway, it's kind of exciting.
Yep.
You know, I want to make sure that you all know too. There is an awesome, you know, a little bit of sponsor information, but for T-sheets, they have that awesome T-sheets Pro 10K challenge, which is out there and going. And see, I got my T on my finger because I'm going to be #1 on that thing. Not going to mess around. So anyway, that's T-sheets, time tracking, time is money. I said it to the kids when they were little, Woody. I don't know if I ever told you that. You know, kids went to a private school down the road, and I would drive them to school every morning, and I would always get stuck behind the bus. You know, and you know where my patience level is. I just don't have any. And I was always yelling. I'm like yelling at the bus. You know, I know they're doing their job, but I'm like, time is money. So even when the kids were like 5 and in kindergarten, they were always, you know, they'd see a bus and go, time is money, Mommy. I'm like, that's right. Time is money.
No, that's awesome. Well, congrats on the new site. I think that's great. You know, I like to see, from my perspective, both you and Stacy growing throughout this whole kind of effort over the last several years. And like Stacy with her new Stacy K Academy, she just launched that. And then you have your new website. Now, and actually Stacy's on. Now, Stacy, Katie is on, but she's having the same kind of wireless problems you were last week or 2 weeks ago.
Can you hear me now, Woody?
Yeah, I hear you fine, but the hotel wireless is terrible, just so you know.
That's okay. We're okay with that, honey.
That's good.
I found if I turn the webcam off, it actually stays connected and my screen moves. So.
Well, I know that picture, so that's cool. You're there. People can see you. Hey, I was wondering, Stacy, did you want to say hello before I asked Katie some cool questions?
I'll say hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you just get into the hotel?
Oh, you're safe. That's the #1 most important thing. You're safe.
I'm safe.
Oh, wait. You guys are in San Diego. You're co-presenting the QBO Cert?
We're in San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah.
One of the Sands anyway out there. And so you're co-presenting?
Yeah.
You're co-presenting QBO Cert?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be a killer combo.
I know, right?
Gosh, what do you got? Are you guys going to be able to actually train on anything? You're just going to have a blast up there.
I know. We're going to kick so much ass. It's not even funny.
It's going to be pretty insane.
Is that how are you guys going to split it up? I'm interested to know.
We have no plan right now.
We have a plan. Our plan is no plan.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So you're going to be on stage together throughout?
Yep. Pink hair and tattoos.
See, there you go.
Tattoos. That's the plan.
That is it. Oh, that's very exciting. Have you guys ever presented together before?
No.
Wow. They just don't. They don't know. They don't know what's coming. They don't know what's coming.
Ready. I hope they're bringing some PC powder for this thing.
I told Stacy a few months ago, or like 6 months ago, when they did the roadshow tours in January, that I didn't think they would ever pair us up together. But here we are, so yay.
No, actually, I think it's a smart move because, Katie, you're very mellow, consistent, and yet passionate, you know, and you know your stuff. And Stacy's very passionate, but not so much mellow sometimes, but not so much. So I think it's going to be a really nice mix
I
of
think we're both crazy.
enthusiasm and and content, which I think is what they want. I think it's a great mix. I wish I could see it recorded. That should be fun. They should have a live feed.
What is it?
I actually almost brought my camera so that I could record it, and I had it sitting there, and then I completely forgot it because I was in such a hurry this morning. Like, I had it set aside so that I could set it up in the back, and I freaking forgot it, and I am so pissed.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna put it on up on YouTube. I was gonna
That's awesome.
I'm so pissed. So.
Well, congrats on that. I look forward to hearing what's going on. I wonder who's going from Intuit to help you guys.
Be here, and Andy and Chen is going to be here, and
nice.
I'm not sure who else is going to be.
Sweet. All right. Well, let us know how that goes. So I'm glad you made it to the hotel. Stays okay, and I know it's late and travel and tough. So Michigan and Oregon on the same stage.
4:30 a.m. Eastern time. So
that's what I did last week.
I'm
back from Orlando.
I'm a little brain dead. Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
So Katie, and it's great. We don't have to show anything per se, but I kind of always wanted to get your kind of favorite features of QBO. And I guess it doesn't really have to, QuickBooks, QBO, that you try to leverage with your clients that you think would be impactful for other practitioners to know about. If you just have them like top of the head, you don't have to share out or anything. We can just talk it through.
Okay. Well, I'll just start with one, and then you can tell me if it's the general direction that you want to go. So one thing that we do that's standard practice in our office is whenever we sign someone up for QBO or do a new QBO conversion, we set up their QB payments account even if they don't accept credit cards. We put them on the pay-as-you-go so that day that they decide that they really need to take a credit card, there's no delay. They can just take it right in their books.
Wow.
So that's just something that we do. I actually tell people that when I do training too, like just do this all the time so that when they do call you that day that they want that $6,000 credit card payment, and that's the only way their client's going to pay them, they don't have to come in and fill out the application or go through any motions. It's just already there and set up.
All right, so number one is, or one of them is, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Setting up the QB payments account, and they just sign up for the free one, but they at least have to put in their banking routing, right? Just do the setup through the setting. Okay.
Yeah, so like a newer company, they're like, oh no, we don't take cards, we don't need to do that yet. But one day they're going to want to, and they're going to want to do it right that second. So we like to just set it up from the beginning, even if they don't use it for 6 months or 2 months or next week.
Awesome. Awesome. Stace, do you do something similar?
No, I don't at all. I try to, but I don't. I'm going to start forcing them to do that. I'm going to take a page out of Katie's book and I'm just going to tell them, you're doing it, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was telling someone on Avo earlier, like if your client doesn't do what you're telling them, it was about upgrading to Enterprise, and they had some problem. They're like, well, the client won't upgrade because whatever reason, it's too expensive. I'm like, okay, well then charge them twice as much as the cost of Enterprise to do whatever they want you to do, and then Enterprise becomes the cheaper solution, and they do what you want them to do.
Awesome.
So QuickBooks payments, sign up from the beginning, or we'll charge you $250 to spend 5 minutes to fill out the application for you.
Right, because then they're all ready to go, and it's not any monthly fee at that point because.
And they're not bugging you when you don't want to be bothered.
That's awesome. What's another cool one that's now that's it's cool. These are cool because they're not like your typical best practice that you hear or read on blogs and stuff. So that's a neat one.
Yeah, another thing I really dig is, obviously we all love the accountant tools, but I really like that the sales, not really the sales one as much, but the expenses tab. So reclassify transactions, allows you to filter by account and review all the transactions in an account. But the filtering in that expenses tab allows you to filter by vendor, by all these different things, and then you can sort the columns. So you can look for transactions by vendor, and it's not like in the vendor center where you just see invoices, but you actually see every transaction and what account it's mapped to. So you can run it for a vendor, see all the expense accounts, make sure that they're all the same. So for example, if you find one transaction for a vendor that's not in the right account, you can go into expenses, sort for that vendor, and just skim down the account column to make sure they're all in the right spot, which is something that you can't do with Reclassify. So it's a similar way to use the tool, but you can filter differently.
Oh,
Nice, and that's the expenses tab itself as a report. Oh, that's killer. Stace?
That's in the QBO tips and tricks webinar too, I think.
I like that one. That's why I like the batch reclassify screen, because I like to filter it by. I like to use the batch reclassify and look at. God, I cannot speak today. I'm so tired. But
No, you're doing great. You're speaking.
Transactions, because then I can make sure that the items are mapped correctly. That's one of my favorite things.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. And those are not ones you hear every day, though. I mean, that's cool. You said that last one, though, was part of the tips and trick webinar, so there's probably a deck on that. Is that an Intuit Academy thing?
Yeah, the QBO tips and tricks. It's got everything you need to know about how to use Google Chrome. Well, let me take that back. It has everything that I know about how to use Google Chrome users. Stacy actually probably would have additional things to say, but it seems like it takes 15 minutes just to go through that part in the webinar because people have so many questions about using Chrome users and duplicating tabs and bookmarks and all that stuff that you think is like Internet 101, but I don't know.
I know. I'll never be. Isn't that shocking? I mean, I've been training firms on that recently. That are mostly, staunch desktop, just to kind of get them over the ledge, off the ledge, over the fence, whatever, or at least to just not turn QBO clients away, because they lead to tax revenue for these firms that I support. So, yeah, the Chrome thing, the tabs thing, it just kind of blows your mind at how impactful it can be, and almost yet mind-numbing to have to show it over and over, I don't mean that in a bad way, but it just can really wear you down. I'm sorry.
That's why it's the funnest to teach in the webinar, because nobody can raise their hand. So you just kind of go through it, and it's like, and if you have additional questions, you'll get a recording in the email, and they can type questions in, but they don't interrupt you asking you, something that you just showed them.
Well, I know I can't talk about it yet, but we're gonna have something really cool coming out that's going to solve a lot of that for QBO folks, so I'm very excited. But anyway,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it already has it for the Mac, right? But I can't really show it, but it's very exciting. I'll be able to talk about it maybe in a couple weeks. But anyway, if you're a Mac user, you know what I'm talking about. So or a QBO user that has a Mac. So Katie, all right, those are awesome too. A third?
A third.
You don't have to have a third. I just figured you might have a third.
Maybe
they call it tertiary up in Portland. I don't know.
What?
Tertiary, third. I'm just kidding. Maybe Portland they call it tertiary. I don't know.
I don't even know what to say to you sometimes.
I know. Sorry.
A third. Well, I love the QBOA team management thing that you only have to have the one, accountant user. So what we did is we made like a hub user. So there's just one person who's on every QBO file, and then the rest of the team accesses it. But that's not really a big thing to talk about right now, as we still have 2 weeks for everyone to roll over. But.
Oh, right. True.
Today I did a new file for a client that owns like 5 different chiropractic locations, and I wanted to keep the same chart of accounts, but I was in a really big hurry when I was doing it at their office because I had to finish it later, and pulled an IIF, and then of course went to do QBO and was like, oh shit, I can't import an IIF into here. But it actually worked out better because I did my little trick of making the blank file with the IIFs, and then I was able to clean the whole list up before loading it in and tweak it some other ways, and then converted it, which really didn't take me much longer. Actually, it probably didn't take me any longer than it would have taken me to edit the Excel spreadsheet.
Nice.
So that was nice. I like that we can import CSVs and QFX and QIF files now. That's pretty badass for banking transactions.
Yes. I'm seeing a lot of people excited about the bank rules and the banking transactions. I keep having this weird question, though, because you guys are practitioners and smarter than me anyway on this kind of stuff, it's hard for me to, visualize it in my brain, but they keep complaining about like a deposit that's been cleared that is linked to the wrong invoices or something, so they need to like link it to other invoices. Do you know what that is with the bank feed? It seems to be with the QBO bank feeds, and they're not sure how to go about.
Yeah, what it is people get a little bit overzealous with their clicking on the add and match buttons without actually paying attention to what they're adding and matching to. So, when we train our clients, we always train them like, yes, this is green and it's going to let you do this if you push this button, but people need to be actually clicking on each of those lines and expanding it out to make sure that things are being mapped correctly. So, yeah, it happens quite frequently. Even my team members have done it. I've even done it where you just get in there and you get all click happy. So really they just need to exclude it or break the connection between the online transaction and the register transaction, and then they can remap it. But the biggest reason that happens, I think, is people just work too fast and don't pay attention.
Yes, and that had to have been it, because she said that it was already cleared, so they wanted to know how to, and I just suggested, don't you do like, you go to the deposit, you unlink the payment and put a miscellaneous expense for the same amount on it, and then go back into online banking and link it to the right invoices, and then go delete the miscellaneous expense after?
Well, you don't really have to go back into online banking at all.
Okay.
But yeah, you would just uncheck, you can put in a placeholder line or manually enter the payment. The biggest thing is, what I've noticed too, is it's not like in desktop where you've got, your invoice and then your payment and then you add your payment to your deposit, right? That's the flow that it goes. But in online, you now have that option to map those invoices directly to deposits and skip that payment step, and it will, magically do it for you. But we all know what happens if we expect QuickBooks to magically do something for us. Usually we end up pushing the wrong button and we jack it up. So it's not, and then people yell at QuickBooks and get mad at QuickBooks for it. And it's like, well, it's user error most of the time. So people just need to slow down and take a breath.
Yeah,
when they say
go ahead,
QuickBooks did it. QuickBooks did it. QuickBooks just did it.
Yep, it's broken.
QuickBooks did it.
QuickBooks
just did it.
We bring up a larger, I think, paradox, which I think. See, I am first to say, oh, it's totally user error, and I know when actually I look for that first when something's wrong. I'm probably sure I didn't do something right or whatever, and I'll go to that to the default. But I think that's key to be able to admit that it's the U and UDOS, or what do you call it, the ID10 error, ID10T error. If you spell it out, it's idiot. So ID10T. Those things. And I think it's important to be able to realize that. But you're right. It's QuickBooks did it. So thank you for acknowledging
when your client calls and says that, like that's why we're here, is because our clients are going to do that and call us. But we as accounting people, it's our job to know that kind of stuff. Like I had a talk with a wonderful, nice young group of men from Texas who have a business model that's very similar to mine, and they were telling me about these problems that they were having with QuickBooks Online and these conversions, and I was walking them through, like, okay, tell me what you did, and they're walking me through, and I'm like, okay, and you checked the file size, and they're telling me, what they checked on the file size that wasn't even the right thing. So then I'm like, okay, are you guys certified? They're like, well, no. And I'm like, well, have you done certification training? No. And I'm like, okay, well, how much training have you done on these products? They're like, not very much. They just like jump in and start using it because they know accounting. And I'm like, okay, I knew accounting when I started using QuickBooks, but I still had to learn QuickBooks because I came from a proprietary system. Like, it's just about understanding the psychology of QuickBooks and what it thinks, what it's going to do when you tell it to do something. It's like a spouse. You say one thing, but they hear, they do another. Or a child. You're like, go throw that in the garbage. And they're like, what? Smear it all over the wall? So that's basically.
That's a good analogy.
You have to be the translator for your clients, but if you don't know both languages, you're never going to be able to bridge the gap for them.
I have a question.
For who?
I have like a legit question from our show doc here.
Yes.
So, do you need to be careful about the placement of the AR or AP line in the journal entry like you do in desktop? because it may cause issues sometimes with cash reporting, or can you place it where you want within the journal entry?
You can place it where you want in QBO because all lines are target, whereas the desktop, the top line of the journal entry is source.
Okay.
So that's why you have that problem. Now, I'm not saying QBO doesn't have a cash basis reporting problem. I think there's something else going on that I just don't remember. But in desktop, you'll know, and I can't remember if you need to have it on the top or the second or below line where it affects cash basis. I keep testing it, and then I go, oh, it's on the second line, and then 3 weeks go by and I forget.
Okay.
But all lines of the journal entry and the QBO are target, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Desktop, it does. But Katie, do you have any other thoughts on that for cash basis reporting and ARAP journal entries in QBO?
Honestly, I see a lot of things go around on the forums that people have all these problems and this and that with trying to do reports this way and that way, but I never experience those problems, and I don't even get into those conversations because I don't even want to know what they're doing that's effing up their reports. Because I don't really, this might sound insensitive, but I don't really care.
No, I hear you.
And the amount of energy that it would take me to attempt to walk somebody through that. If it's my client, yeah, and peers, I love you, but I don't really have the desire to talk to you about that.
I appreciate that mindset because you just won't stress about it, and there's no anxiety, and you just don't go there, and that's great. That's awesome. Thank you for that. But yes, to answer that specific question, no, it doesn't matter what line you put ARAP and journal entries in QBO. And I believe that all lines are target, and by target people, what does that mean? The bottom part of transactions, the detail, like part of transactions, source versus target, summary, detail. Top is source or summary, bottom target or detail. Not always with balance sheet accounts, unfortunately, but in QBO, all lines are target. So if you're doing a cash basis report, it should be okay regardless of the line that it's on.
Yeah, I did that on our show.
Stacy, go ahead.
That was very interesting. Please don't actually ask me any legitimate questions tonight because I will not be able to answer any of them.
If it makes you feel better, Stacy, I took a bunch of cold medicine, so I'm actually kind of glad that you're so tired because I was like, man, I'm going to be all high on Sudafed when Stacy gets here.
I am. I mean, we can even do a mic drop and do an early end on the show because I'm working on like a 14-hour day, and I've been traveling for like 10 hours. If you guys want, I need food also. I need a lot of food.
Oh, yeah, we can call it early if you want. I just wanted to go through some stuff with Katie and anything else she wants to. Yeah.
What? What did you say, Dawn? I didn't hear you.
I said I've had a quick little demo weeks on talk that I'd love to show.
Yeah, bring it.
Yes. Before you do that, Katie, can you kind of just explain your website, where people can go to learn more about you or look for services too that you guys offer? I know that you have someone you work with now, Ryan, correct? That's a partner of yours in the business?
He works with me. He'll be at Scaling New Heights, so right now I am forming him into a young Obi-Wan.
Nice.
Hopefully. I kind of wasn't very nice to him last night because I was pissed off that he didn't do something fast enough. So I'm kind of not, but I think, he's really funny.
That's awesome.
Is a single father of 3 kids, and he has a giant chin, so that's kind of his signature thing, and he will make all kinds of wonderful jokes about it, which is why it's okay for me to say that out loud.
That is awesome. Yeah. Now, and so petersonbusinessservices.com, correct?
Yes, and then the blog makeaccountingfun.blogspot.com.
Nice.
Oh, Make Accounting Fun. Nice. Love that. Love that.
Yeah, we're going to give it pink hair and tattoos, or purplish pink hair and tattoos.
Nice.
Well, that is awesome.
Pink hair and tattoos tomorrow and Thursday. All right, Brolin, bring on your demo.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go for it. And thanks, Katie, for taking the time tonight and coming on the show, though.
Hope you're feeling better, kiddo.
Yeah,
Thanks.
really.
All right. What I'm going to show is something that, which number one, this is my real rental property. It's called Pay Your Rent LLC, which I think is one of the best names for rental property ever. Everyone should be paying their rent. So there's that. So anyway, is anyone there still? You still there, Woody?
Yeah, everybody's muted. I'm muting everybody.
Yep. Okay. All right. So one of the things that I did some work with Greg Boston a couple weeks ago and went through kind of like A to Z basics on setting up payroll. And I know for myself, doing payroll for 15 years, I take things for granted that I know. And then sometimes I take for granted things that I've set up or done years ago and forgot how to do, or mostly I just make Christine do everything. If anytime it comes to payroll, I'd say, Christine, this is all you. But it was interesting when I was doing the recording because we were kind of just going over some basic stuff, and I'm like, I forget how to do this, or, oh, I don't even remember how to do that. And one of the things was actually, and some of you may think this is stupid, but, I got the mic, and I can stop sharing, and I can stop the show at any moment. So I have a little bit of control. Thank you, Stacy. So one of the things that I realized and hadn't done for so long was managing the filing methods in QuickBooks. So, and this is the desktop, of course. So I'm from the home page. Of course, I love to have the open window list open, but just going into the payroll center and going to your payroll tab within the payroll center. One of the things that I had not noticed, and of course QuickBooks 2015 is very different than 2012, and you have to get to things different ways as things change, and the same thing with QBO. As they make changes to QBO, you have to go find where they move something, and that's natural when you're dealing with software, no matter what software it is. So, to figure out and find where these things are when versions change in any software, I thought this was a cool little tip, right? So down under File Forms, under the File Forms tab, you'll see Manage Filing Methods. Now, if you've already have this set up in your QuickBooks file and you've been doing payroll in QuickBooks Desktop for forever, then you don't have really any need to know this. But if you have clients who are jumping into Desktop to maybe use an assisted payroll or enhanced payroll, and you want to file the 941s or 940s electronically through QuickBooks and not having to print them and mail them, because I'll raise my hand, I still have a couple clients that we're still printing and mailing those things. Well, I'm not, because I'd rather cut my arm off, honestly, than do that. So so basically you go to that Manage how you're filing, and brings you to the setup. And really what you just need to do is you'll go and you'll click and you'll edit this. So I'm going to do the 941, and you just answer the question, how do you want to file the 940, 941, and 944, which most people know the differences between those forms, and if you don't, the 940 is the annual federal unemployment form, the 941 is the quarterly employment form, the Form 941 with withholding and FICA, and then the 944 is an annual form that is used if you have under $1,000 in liabilities. And try to fight the IRS when you have a client who you know is going to have under $1,000 for the year because maybe they didn't start payroll till late, or maybe they don't have employees until only in the third quarter, and fight with them to switch from 941 to 944. Good luck with that. But if you're filing as the accountant, as a reporting agent on behalf of the client, is one. So if you're doing enhanced payroll for accountants and you're reporting on behalf of the client, you would choose that. Or if they're the small business owner, they've got enhanced payroll, they would choose that. And so whichever way, so it's really funny, accountant and print and mail is automatically defaulted, which kind of makes me giggle. But I'm going to say e-file, and then there's this cool little explain button. And under the explain button, the payroll setup help menu is actually really awesome. It still is. It always has been.
It is super awesome.
It really is, Woody. It's not changed as far as its functionality.
Like 2001, still awesome.
Woody, it's fabulous. So it tells you right here, if you expand it, how you set the file up, because you've got to there's a process you still have to do. It's not just turning it on in QuickBooks. You have to do some work with the IRS, and if you read this whole explanation, go through your help, it'll tell you actually have to fill out a form or be e-services, and then you have to go through a process to e-file it through QuickBooks because you need a 10-digit PIN. So if you're the accountant, you would have registered through e-services with a P10, and you have registered yourself, and then your client would sign a form, and then you would have the ability to use your PIN to file on their behalf. But if the small business owner is functional, and no, I'm not saying most, that's inappropriate. Some of them are, they would actually apply for the 10-digit PIN. And then when they go to file the form electronically, they would enter that 10-digit PIN into the form when they go to file it. And I believe it can even memorize it or whatever. But anyway, this was a kind of a cool discovery because I had forgotten kind of how this went. Here's your enrollment instructions. So if you get to the end here, again, view enrollments, and it tells you exactly what you need to do. Complete and submit the IRS Form 8655 for each client for whom you will e-file.
For each client? Wow, how long does that take?
Well, it depends on, like for us, we use a document storage solution, so we will, we get our people really accustomed to, hey, we're going to give you this form, this is how you're going to log in, this is how you're going to get your documents from us. We teach them right from the beginning. We even have Nicole, any of the staff, of course, but Nicole, for the most part, if anybody has trouble, she'll do a go-to-meeting or a join.me or whatever and help them figure out how to log in. And this is how we work with you. This is what we tell them. We don't mail you things. You don't mail us things. We exchange documents securely through a document exchange. And so we just get the 8655 as part of the onboarding process if we knew we were going to do payroll with enhanced, which is very rare because most part we put into a full-service payroll or we put them on assisted. Because I don't want to be doing this stuff. I'm not interested in building a payroll practice. I've done that, been there, done that, and I don't want to be tied down 4 months of the year. So, let
me ask Katie or Stacy, who do a lot with the online payroll.
Pretty cool.
The online payroll, do you have to do an 8655 per client too? Is the same kind of process to sign up for those services in online payroll?
You're supposed to register with the IRS when you're handling a client stuff. Go ahead, Stacy.
What? Wait, what?
So do you have to fill out the 8655 for each client for online payroll too if you're doing e-file?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, if you're
similar process.
Filing,
got it.
Taxes,
Done.
putting a liability on a client, if you send in a payroll form and it says you had this much in payroll and then you had this much in liabilities and you didn't pay them, you're being their, you're being the reporting agent, which is a big responsibility.
Yeah.
What she said. Yep.
Well, Dawn, that was awesome. Thank you for that. And I too had forgotten that that's how you do it, or kind of remembered. And we moved stuff around. We kind of redid that payroll center a couple of years ago, I think. But you can find it down in the lower area still, I think, or right under the drop down there. Yeah.
Kind of cool stuff.
All good stuff. And actually, is it mine? I think the Rockcastle Construction. If you go into the payroll center, it might have some mock stuff. It's possible, but. Anyway.
Hey, Woody.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to show, if you don't mind.
No, please.
I just wanted to show one other thing, if I can get to it, because I'm just really kind of literate.
I just had a quick announcement I wanted to make.
All right, you go ahead. I can wait. We can break it up.
No, we'll wait.
Commercial.
You can go. Commercial break. This is kind of a commercial break, and I'm first announcing it to the QB show audience because I haven't even told my folks or our friends in the area, but Nicola and the kids and I, even though we just bought this really cool new house, we are relocating back to Tucson, and I'm going to work out of the Tucson office.
What?
Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
Starting, big change, yeah. Starting sometime in August or September. So
That
actually, pretty
awesome.
Yeah, we're very excited. It's to help take care of Nick's mom, and we're going to get a guest house for her and stuff. Yeah, so.
That's awesome. Now, just remember, make sure you don't sell your house for more than $500,000 gain. Then you're going to pay taxes.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Don. If you buy and sell, if you sell 2 homes and buy 2 in 1 tax year, are you bumming when taxes come around?
So in your situation, Woody, you sold your home, which you've been in for more than 2 years. So that's a get out of jail free right there.
Oh, cool.
So now on this home, you purchased it and you're going to sell it within 2 years. But you have a $250,000 exclusion per spouse, so $500,000. So don't list it at $1 million, Woody.
No, okay, okay, we're quite okay. All right, that's good to know. It's going to be a hairy tax year for me next year, but I'll get through it. I'm sure So, anyways, but no, it's exciting. So we're excited, and I'll let you know when we're out there. That'll be my next announcement when we're actually out there. But other than that, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. So, Dawn?
No, that's really awesome. And I'll show this one more thing, because I know Stacy's wiped and
Totally.
get some chow, but
I'm gonna go jump. Katie and I are gonna go eat. We're gonna go meet Donna Oman and Andy. I'll let you guys finish the show.
Yeah, we'll finish it up. It'd be great. You guys go eat.
Probably, just so everybody know, probably not gonna be on the show because next week I'm gonna say.
We're not going to have the show next week.
Yeah, traveling. It's
no, because I'm going to be demoing QBOA at 5:30, so I can't.
I would say maybe look to the website for some videos. I may be doing some interviews with probably like hopefully with Dan Wernikoff, and
that'd be sweet.
And some Intuit people, and maybe some fun videos that we will be doing with each other, but probably no regular show is what I'm going to say.
No, not next week, but definitely the one after.
Right.
You guys have a great show, and again, Katie, thanks for coming on tonight, even though you're not feeling so well. Get something to eat, and I'm sure tomorrow will be great.
Okay.
All right, thanks for having me.
Awesome.
All right, Katie, I'll meet you down at the registration desk. I'll see you.
Right on. So PetersonBusinessServices.com. Check it out, folks. Don?
All right, Woody, so I'm screen sharing, I think, bud.
You are.
Now I'm going to try to remember what I was going to show you. What the heck was it? Wow, see?
Well, you did the 8655.
Yeah, you blew me off with your announcement. I'm so psyched for you, Woody. That's awesome.
I should have waited like 2 months.
Well, it's all good. You're a moving target. That's what.
That's right.
Oh, I remember now. I remember what I was going to say. Okay. So one of the other things that does happen when you're working with desktop or in possibly QBO, I'm not really sure, but definitely in desktop when you're working with applications, third-party applications, sometimes what happens is your sync manager gets, once you've set it up, it gets broken. And for some reason you can't pull down T-Sheets time or whatever app you're using, you can't pull the data down or send it back up again. It gets all jacked up. And so for those of you who have experienced that and have been, not been able to really fix that problem, one of the ways to do it, which of course use everything in caution, and of course QuickBooks.support. What is it, Woody? Support.intuit.com or QuickBooks.support. I forget. I gave the website.
So what I usually, you did. What I usually do is just go to QuickBooks.intuit.com/support, and then I click on the install help on the right for desktop, and it gets me there. But I'm sure there's a direct link back to the old view.
Yeah. So you want to definitely be careful when you have a data sync issue, an Intuit Sync Manager issue, which we know is going away at some point. I don't know when. But in the meantime, if you're having issues, you can actually break the link from this QuickBooks data file. So I can come in here to help, and I actually see this manage data sync. I can't read, but who cares? So what I can do is I can actually clear the sync settings. Now, when QuickBooks makes you type yes, you better be knowing what you're doing. But I can tell you that there are occasions that I've just gone right to this because I'm like, you know what? This client, they got to get their T-sheet syncing, and maybe it's because the client tried to do it themselves or whatever the case is. You can actually clear these sync settings, and then once you clear them, you'll then go back in to set up the Intuit Sync Manager. I'm not going to turn on automatic update, but I can go back to the Intuit Sync Manager, and when it launches, it's going to configure it, and then from here is where I put in my Intuit login ID. And so then once I do that, sometimes what ends up happening is you may want to pick it and make this be a new file and break it away from the old file in the sync, once you're within your QuickBooks and your Intuit login. Of course, this is just taking a little bit because I'm on the thing. But so it wants to know if I want to, put this in and then start my sync. So for those of you who are having trouble or have had trouble syncing your data, that's kind of a cool little solution. And I have to use it sometimes. You have to bring those tools out, Woody. Uh-oh, hold on a second. Somebody muted you. Why are you muted?
No, I got it. Sorry. No,
Okay.
I did it myself because that way it allows people to focus on the demo instead of, because when you say something, the screen, Hangout picks it up.
Right
It's all
on.
these little hangout tips and tricks I wish I knew at the beginning.
Yep.
Well, Don, thank you for all that. That was cool, and I like going back into desktop. I think that's important because there's still 3.5 million users on desktop.
Yeah, I just and it's weird things you forget about. I mean, you know, if you think back to your beginning of even desktop or QBO or when you were doing point of sale, remember those days, right? I mean, you used to do point of sale support, right, Woody?
No, well, not really. It was I learned point of sale when I came over to sales.
Okay, all right.
So I did a lot of demos and stuff, and I set up a company once, a sporting goods shop on it.
Cool.
But and I've set up multi-store, but I wasn't in support for it.
Okay, that's cool.
But you know, but no, our point of sale product is still alive and well, still rocking. They actually cleaned up the user interface a lot. It's way more consistent, I think.
Yeah.
Between screens, easier to see. I like the new version of POS. I think it's great.
The Revel.
Well, no, I don't even know that one. I'm talking about the desktop version of POS.
Gotcha.
I like it. Yeah, it's good. It's a strong version. The one that just came out. I would encourage it to anybody who wants to be not in the cloud on point of sale.
Right.
That's what I would go with, is a desktop POS and QuickBooks Pro for sure. It's a great combo. The POS for QBO that I like the best is Vend. VEND.
Vend.
I just like how simple it is to set up and use. I mean, there's many of them though. There's some great ones that I've been learning about lately. I always look for those, Don, because those are the ones that I get questions of. Well, what's a good POS for you know, QBO? And so I do like Vend a lot, but there are several. Revel's great, but it's just iPads.
Oh,
right?
interesting.
Just iPad. Yeah. So.
Cool.
No, some great third parties coming along. So yeah, so thanks again to Katie and Stacy for being troopers, and Katie for coming on and dealing with getting kicked off and back on and kicked off and back on. I mean, if it had been me, maybe I just would have probably gone to dinner, right? To be fair, right?
Yeah. Totally.
So, but Don, your stuff was awesome as always, and hopefully Stacy will rest up. We won't have a show next week, just to recap. We will not have a show next week, but hopefully we'll see you guys, Orleans, and if not, we'll see you the following Tuesday, same place, at QB Show Live. Thank you for following us and watching the show. We really appreciate it. Don, any last thoughts before we close up for tonight?
No, sir, Woody, but I got to tell you that except for the fact that picture you put of Abby on Facebook, she's becoming
with the blue dress.
Yeah, she's becoming a little
she's
girl.
Still really small. She's little, but she's like growing up a little. She's getting a little taller. She's kind of, you know, she's getting there, but she is she's funny. She's just really funny. You
really do have the breaststroke down, Woody. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
the butterfly.
The butterfly.
Well, not really. Not to race. Just to actually, Todd Robinson calls it the whale technique, and he's right. It's more the whale. It's an efficient technique. It's so that you can do it for a long time and not burn out. And also, I'm 48. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Watching. I mean, I saw them watching you. So
Isaac loves it. Yeah. They want to learn it.
Yeah.
No, if you can, well, I think if you can do the butterfly successfully, then you really know how to swim. That's the hardest stroke to master.
Yeah.
But just for the kids, I mean, they're treading water. If they can do the front crawl, if they know to get to the safe zone, if they can jump in the deep end and not panic and they're not chaotic in the water, that's all I care about. Whether they learn and adopt the butterfly, I could care less.
Yeah, agreed. Right? Agreed.
But if you can do butterfly, then you can swim. And the only thing you really have to master is swimming in the ocean, swimming in the waves with the undertow and the tide. That would be the next thing.
Yeah.
Or rivers. If you're near a river that has a strong current, try swimming in that. That's also a good exercise.
I don't believe Tucson has water, so I think you're going to have
No, I think I'm up in there. I think I'm going north. I think I'm either going or to Patagonia or looking for a pool.
Yeah, you have to, Woody. There's no way you're going to continue.
I'm not swimming in any washes out there.
You can't keep competing if you aren't, if you don't have a workout training.
No, that's awesome. But no, I think the key is to not panic. People drown because they panic, or they're overwhelmed by water, and what are you going to do? Right? I mean, if you're out at sea and the boat collapses, you're 2 miles away, you're probably going to drown, unless you're a good swimmer.
Home, Woody.
Right. You're not butterflying home. No, you're not. But I'm talking about just in where you could get to the shore. The main reason is because people panic or they don't know how to swim. Yeah. So I'm encouraging them to calm, be slow, Know where you are. Breathe slowly. You don't have to do these really like, you know, when people first learn how to swim, they like run. It's like this chaotic running.
Fair.
Right? You're burning out.
Yep.
Anyway, enough of that.
All right. Sorry,
Maybe
everybody.
we'll have a swim show one day, but Don knows. Cool. You should go. We're out. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys in a couple weeks. QB Show out.
Number one.
On 2 sheets. All right.